Oi, what's up? It's Demented, and today I have another review. I planned on making a couple other videos instead of another review, but I kind of came up shorthanded because I thought there would be a new experimental patch, or like I would literally have anything to work with based off of the new, or it's not new, but anniversary event, but I came up shorthanded, so I'm going to review IDK. And going into this, getting my precursors started, I'm going to be looking at, I think, at the very least 2 maps, and maybe just going off that too, but not too sure as of yet. But as my normal preface goes, and as I start my lo-fi, I basically am a main support enthusiast, I guess you could say, unironically, because I love this role and I love everything about this role, but I feel like the bar is very low for main support in general, and I want to all around raise that. And I'm not someone who's very keen on giving out compliments when it comes to if you're looking at Overwatch League players, so because I feel like if you're the cream of the crop, like you're supposed to be, you should be able to get critiqued on even the smallest things. So with that being said, let's kick this off. My preface was a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but so this wall comes out first. I also think of IDK typically as a very average main support. He was mostly known for his Lucio play back in the day, and very aggressive Lucio play at that. People would think of him mostly as something like a closer, but less. That was a really good boop. This crossfading is definitely a problem, though. You could have hunted for that, for Void, actually, if you really wanted. That amp, I think, was basically useless. So this is something that I've noticed recently, just in general, that I think, in general, Spark, or not just Spark, but in general, Korean Lucios are a lot more mechanically there, I guess I would say. So if you're like looking at a Korean main support, you're gonna see their efficiency to build beat being much lower than like pretty much how, in my eyes, it should be. But I just went on a little tangent, so I want to rewatch some of this. So all of this has pretty much just been staying alive, but. Like, there were a couple amps there that I think could have been more fully designated to healing. Keeping Bernard alive, that's a badly timed amp, but I can see where he was going with that. Okay. And also I like that we have Lee Jae-gon on the other team to compare them to, and I picked this match in particular because of how having like Lee Jae-gon to kind of compare to, and also like I get to watch Shy a little bit, who I've heard so much about. Really good boop. I mean, overall there his peeling is really good. That's what I really like. But I'm also really interested in his brig, which I don't know how much we're going to see on Nepal, but I know we 100% see it on Volskaya, which is going to be the next map we look at. Okay, so I want to see beat usage here, because this could be really shaky. Not marking the TP. I went into a whole like rant about this on the fire video, but I see no reason, and like let me go to where the TP comes out. So when I see a TP come out, like, it's one thing to be scouting for where they're gonna TP to, but your second thought needs to be, what are you gonna do? Because they're gonna just go from point A to point B. It's not like you can necessarily intercept it, but right now this TP does kind of a lot for dragons. It gives them the possibility of staying and taking high ground if Spark decide to drop a little bit early, or gives them the opportunity just to immediately drop and go to point. But they don't get contested through any of this. And the contest that I'm talking about and that I'm looking for, the same one that I brought up with Fire, would be to boop them outwards of point, because all you need to do is make a little itty bitty pocket for your team to be able to react to it, because it's a very instant thing. That's why people run sim, especially in Brawl, and we even saw that with Fuel. Like, a really good example of something that I can think of is if you go back and watch the I think it was the Houston versus Fuel, where it was I believe a 3-2 to the Fuel. Juby went for a boop on the, I believe, last fight of Blizzard World, that if he hits that boop, he completely fucks their rotation and like denies their area that they were going. But I don't want to get into too big of a tangent of this, but that's mainly what I would want to see in a perfect world. So this is, so this crossfading is fine because you're trying to both heal and get people out. Mirrored beat, honestly, I think you could have even waited a little bit longer, if I'm completely honest. So okay, so there's a lot of moving parts here, because so far just Window has come out. We see Window expire and Izzyaki die, so I don't know if, I mean, I guess this is fine, but if we're gonna get nitpicky about it, basically the way this fight happens is if Izzyaki, so LJG's beat got forced because Izzyaki died. So with Izzyaki dying, now, like, as soon as this beat goes off, the dragons have to push Spark, and if they don't, they just lose over time with healing resources. So there's a couple ways you can do one better with this beat, because if someone on the other team aggressively beats, it's one thing to match it, it's another thing to match it better, because it's gonna take a little bit of time for basically any team. Let me get a more, I don't know, higher up perspective. I know this isn't exactly the greatest thing to look at, but if you're taking everyone that's on point, assuming everyone is the dragons, and they all have to push out as a unit and push, you know, towards MCD, push towards whoever, like, as they're pushing out, they're losing value off of this aggressive beat. They have to make something happen, and after like just a couple of seconds or a little bit of that shield fading, if then you counter beat, it's just more resources for you to not only take the damage that they're about to dish out, but gives you more resources in the long run, as opposed to their dwindling resources. And I don't know how this fight goes, but it looks pretty good for Spark. Goes to the other side. I mean, this is really good, actually. So this is what, I mean, I think I would do personally if I was playing against the Lucio in LJG, that I was like, this is someone who, if uncontested, can do a lot. Just throwing a couple of boops his way can really throw off a Lucio's momentum, and knowing where he's, like, thinking that he knows where he wants to go. Does he get the boop here? Yeah, I was about to say, there's no way. But, I mean, up to this point, amp usage and sometimes crossfading is the only thing that I can really bring up. I mean, he's still not... Never mind. He was still not scouting for if they were going main, which I think is really lame. But almost marked the Ryan shatter, but didn't. Okay. And I'm a little tired, so I might go into little pockets of not talking very much, just for reference. But I mean, overall, like, ult charge wise, he's been pretty much neck and neck with LGG. So the only reason that there is a gap starting to form, I think, is the just a few times of, like, I think IDK splits from his team a lot, which I don't know whose fault that's really on. Okay. This is a really bad situation for them, holy fuck. And this is why, like, I don't want to go into this too early, but this is why heal amps are so good. Because right now, Wall just completely fucked the Sparks rotation, and so did Wall. And now, this amp that was entirely used to rotate is now getting, like, a crazy amount of less value, as opposed to like, just kind of staying on or staying more neutral, and then speeding whenever cooldowns get forced, or whenever they try to contest your rotation. And this is what's really good for LJG, is that if you see them speed across, then you know that you can have a full heal amps worth of ult charge advantage against Spark if scouted correctly and if seen correctly. This crossfading is very dangerous. That's a nice force of block. That was just kind of a cooldown boop. There's no real reason for it, but so not a bad round. But I mean, my expectations are pretty much just getting met. And this is very basic, very nothing crazy. Oh, that's rough. That should have been a full heal amp, 100%. Like, this is where I'm skeptical about the people that are, like, pretty much thinking that you don't have to be a heal bot on Lucio, which, not saying you have to. By no means do you have to be a heal bot on Lucio, but and I'm gonna make a video about this soon, about just how to actually play main support. Let me kind of pause to not distract while I'm talking, but I don't like that people don't like the idea of kind of being a heal bot on Lucio, because obviously it has its strengths and weaknesses, but I definitely think that if you're looking at how you play the character, I think you should play with basically a stick up your ass to try and get beat first, no matter what. And then as soon as you get that beat, then you can loosen up. Because, like, the amount of extra work you have to put in to, I mean, the best but also worst word that I can think of to use is Reddit. Like, like, you have to put in so much more effort when it comes to Redditing and making sure that you're doing, like, everything fucking correct, that you're, like, absolutely, you're getting as much value as you can, as opposed to someone who's just staying on heals all the time, because eventually you're gonna get out resourced with beat. And, like, if you're Redditing and you're taking those little extra pockets to try and do damage and disrupt, it's not that what you're doing is bad, but you have to do so much more to get the same amount of value, if not more value, that you would get from literally just staying on heals and kind of being a heal bot. That is my idea of it, and that is the criteria I will bring over into, like, right there. I don't understand why this is a heal amp, or why this is a speed amp. Not that this needs to be a heal amp. This just didn't need to be an amp. Because right now, you're rotating. You see how far away they are. Why? That's a really good peel boot. That is a unfortunate pick. And LJG got beat. And now IDK is sat at 50. Okay. See, so like speed amps like this are fine. I mean, this is like, I don't want to say that this is super bad play from IDK, because he's doing individually what he needs to be doing. Besides the oh, he had a Neptuno round actually, didn't even get beat. But like, it's hard to single out people on Koth, especially because Koth, if you don't know, like, Koth is easily the most enjoyable game mode in my opinion, and I think in most people's opinion, but from a competitive standpoint it's really not that good. So time to watch Brig. Okay, let's and again, I'm going to be making another video very soon. I was thinking about making it today about just how to actually play main support. That's a really unfortunate flail, but it happens. So this is really fucking good. If we're just looking at this from the start. So right now, we're looking at Fate and Fleta, who are going to have to attack the core of these three to get value. And with that, they're now going to have to pass through IDK, or in theory pass through IDK, to get that value. And if IDK, how IDK plays this is basically going to decipher whether it's going to be like a straight up roadblock for Fleta and Fate, or if it's going to be like a fucking, I don't know, like one of those tube persons outside a car shop that you can just kind of shove over. So it's a good pack for Architect to help with the duel. I don't like this solo rotation with Architect. Is this, I don't know if this is planned. Shield dance? Okay. Couple of things wrong with this. First off, shouldn't be in this position in the first place. Like, realistically, inside this room is perfectly fine, because you're in, like, as we see over here, you're in range to give a pack to Architect, but you're not out of range to the point where no one from your core can help you. So I don't know why the core doesn't rotate, but that's neither here nor there. So that's a really good tick of Inspire, but it's worth mentioning right here-ish, now that Inspire is gone. So now, this is Desperation mode. I didn't like the full combo because, so this is unfortunate, but then Fate throws really fucking easily for him as well. Like, after this flail goes off, you got nothing to work with. But Bash hitting once, waiting a little bit, then flailing after Fate comes back at you, just keeps Inspire constant uptime and make sure that you're You're good to go. So just don't make this... Oh god, we're doing the rotation again. Yep. No double pack tracers and ego flailing on tracer is kind of yikes. Dude, okay, this cooldown management is kind of doo-doo. So let's look at this a little bit more closely before we go too crazy. So first off, ego flail right here. Just no reason for it. Like, if you pack Architect, he's gonna get more value than Fleto will, or he's gonna have more resources. That's a good bash. And now you flailed for no reason. Like, right now you aren't struggling to get Inspire because they're fighting in that room, and every time that a fight breaks out in said room, like, they have to come to you. They have to, like, you're capable of getting Inspire every time that they try to force a fight in that room. So with that, this flail does nothing. Plus, Fate was already trying to kind of get out, and now you have no answer for Fleto once again. Holy fuck, how does that kill? What? Alright, whatever. Unlucky, I guess. Good, using mines. Okay, now we don't feel like using mines. Wait, what the fuck was that? Okay, I think it literally looked like he didn't know that mines gave Inspire, which they do, by the way. And then after that, like, so the fucking Shy dynamiting all the mines is kind of bad, but he still has, like, these two to work with, which gives him enough for pretty much the entire fight. Because you're gonna have your, like, one proc, pretty much one proc, two proc. This is just weird. Like, where are you going? I don't like this at all. This is such a scrappy fight for no reason. Okay. I didn't mean to go this far back, but I'm just trying to go back enough. So after this, first off, if you see someone on this, you can, like, a lot of your ego flails haven't been worth it, but, like, looking to flail Void off of this platform and in most cases into the water is way more worth than whatever bullshit rotation this was. And the name of the game for Brig is being a middleman, and what IDK does here, I have no idea who you're in the middle of. Like Gushui isn't there. You literally just, like, anchor point and make it to where if your tracer needs a pack, you're still in range to pack your tracer. If someone goes on your Ashe, which she does, she being tracer, but, like, it's very sloppy positioning wise. And especially since Bob comes out, you should have constant Inspire. Never mind, you don't feel like it. That's fine. But now we have Rally. God. This is a 21-minute map. Okay, so that's a fine Marco and Fleta, but it was way early, so it doesn't really matter too much. That's a really good flail on Fate. The whip was completely unnecessary. Same with all this. What the fuck? Like, even though it's tryhard as fuck, I mean, I say tryhard like you're not playing in Overwatch League, but like, as soon as this grab comes out, so right now you already you have rally and you're giving people armor, you're not giving people heals. You don't have inspire up still. So there's a couple ways that you play around a grab when you have rally, or just in general. Is you play a little bit more for stuff like distance, and you play for flails, or you would come play around like this corner and then like slap and then back up, and then maybe come back again for another one, but like nothing crazy. Because that, like, this grab should be seen as guaranteed inspire, and that's what grabs always should be. That mark on Fate was super fucking good. Oh, excuse me. At the beginning. This, yeah, the positioning is really weird here. And that bashing in rotation actually got him caught in flux. That is crazy. I've also seen that Shy has like 3 fucking Fleta deadlifts or whatever the fuck already. Okay, never. If you have the choice between flailing a stationary big boy and a ball, don't be an idiot. Please don't be an idiot. Like, granted, he has a shield now, but also, like, if a ball is slamming, wait for the slam to finish, because you'd much rather be trying to hit someone who is like you want to hit someone when they hit the ground and like make their fucking dent, instead of while they're up in the skybox are gonna go up more and then come crashing down. That's so much more steps than just waiting for him to go straight down. And this is still like the damn. I actually still could have gotten Inspire on the Bob's way out as well. So he doesn't really use his resources that well. That's a good okay, that's just an unnecessary. What the fuck was that? Okay, the flail was good. Everything else melted my mind. Okay. Boom. So that flail is good. There is no reason for you to bash there. And then wait, hit once, hit twice, and then for some reason go for another flail. Why? The amount of times that... Yep, no flail again. That's just unfortunate. Try to predict. This is kind of good coverage in terms of playing the Camp Mega. I like that a lot more than a lot of the other stuff I've seen him doing. Dude, how the fuck did he not know where ball was gonna come from? Like, in what universe do you not, like, Ball coming back from spawn, you know what he's gonna do. You know what he has to do. So, like, sit, choke him out, wait for him to commit fucking grapple, and just bash him out of it. Especially because he's starting on low ground. He has to. Like, it's pretty simple shit in my eyes, at least. This is... Oh wait, are we a minute extra in? Okay, there we go. I want to look a little bit more at pack usage right now. That's dog shit. Okay, already no packs. Off to a great start. When it comes to tanks, you can, like... Okay, let me be very clear with this. When it comes to tanks early in the fight, you can give them one pack when they're crit, and then let Ana do the work. Unless you know Ana can't do it, the only reason you would double pack that is if you don't have trust. Early fight. I make that very clear, early fight. But when it's later in a fight, you can double pack anyone that's crit, pretty much. So we're just packing off cooldown, packing left and right. Holy fuck. It still has not very much procced Inspire. Okay, Gushway's in that bitch. Again, no packs this entire defense. Just because of a lack of Inspire. So... let me tell you the butterfly effect of this, because this went wrong a while ago. So where I think this went wrong is still around over here, because up to this point we have yet to have Inspire, and we have been on one pack and that pack is gone. One pack, two packs, and that pack is gone, and that pack is gone. Like, it's very simple, but like, this entire time that we're not getting Inspire, and we know that their entire team is staging over here. It is not the hardest thing in the world to get a tiny bit aggressive and walk up, look for a flail, like maybe flail someone from like around, let me redraw. So you come up to corner, you have a very wide flail sight angle, and then bash away. They can't do anything. And then if they do try to follow up on you, they're literally just pushing into what makes them so weak. And that's why LJG already has ult by the time we're at 40. So this was lost a while ago. Because this entire time that the push is happening, we don't have Inspire. We don't have enough healing stability. Not to say that that's the only reason that they lost this, or the only reason that they came up short there, but that's my thing of it. That's my synopsis. Is that a flail on Fate? Alright, it doesn't matter. Please fucking farm Bob. I beg. Like, Bob is a better blessing in my eyes than Mines. Because Mines are a lot more dangerous if you get closer to him and try to like farm from swinging. But Bob is constantly the same. This is bad. Dude, what I think is interesting is that while I'm making these fucking reviews, like right now in the middle of this, I'm trying to think of an adjective to describe how not that he's not good, but describe what kind of main support he is. And then obviously use it for clickbait. So we're coming out with Rally. That's a fine proc. A little lower than we would have liked to have been. Could have body blocked for Bob a little bit, to be honest. Well, this is all whatever. I mean, that was a good recontest, but... Let's see his Tracer. Oh, that was his Tracer, never mind. So this is all... I'm gonna assume he's using the G Pro wireless. I'm assuming that's a G Pro. Because that looked like a G Pro bash. Dude, he's out of every Bob that has been thrown on this map, he has hit Bob once for Inspire. When Bob is a bigger Inspire battery than fucking Roadhog or Diva. Come on now. Okay. So do they cap? Oh my gosh. Alright, let's watch their second defense and see what improves. And because this is also worth mentioning that I think Spark is / has the potential to be a really good team. Solely just because, like, I don't know, there's a lot that can come from this team, and they showed that being going to a map 5 against fucking Dragons, who made it to finals. That I'm really excited to see how they perform next season, or not next season, but in June. So that was just a blatantly aggressive angle. Okay. So this first part is a little interesting. So the drop was necessary. Don't get me wrong. The aggressive bash, absolutely fucking not. The kill on LJG, really good. You know what would also be really good right now? Having a bash to get out. And then, I mean, I guess he also missed another flail and tried to bash as soon as he got it. Yeah, there was no reason to bash there. No reason to aggro bash. Never a reason to aggro bash. Unless you are so confident that you are not only going to proc Inspire. What is this? Does this actually get you back faster? Is that like 100%? Or was that might have been to make sure he doesn't get spawn camped. God, you're so lucky, Architects and Nut. I mean, Shy as well. Don't get me wrong. Okay, that's a minute. I got even ult charge with LJG, who was the first dead. Not a big fan of that. and you can just farm. It baffles me that LJG still got fucking rally faster. That's incredible to me. But I mean, I'm pretty sure I've said everything I need to up to this point. But I mean, if I'm ranking these, I don't know where the Mercy is of IDK. I think his Mercy is pretty good. So if I had to guess, surprise, surprise, as per usual for all these fucking main supports, it's probably gonna be Lucio, Mercy, Brig. So now to kind of go over what I saw and other stuff. I'll put a question mark here just in case. Just because we didn't see it, but I'm pretty sure it's kind of in that limbo. So Lucio looked good in terms of understanding and knowing everything. The only thing that really needs to get cleaned up is the amp usage, just in general, and the awareness in my eyes. And then Brig, it was a mixture of bad cooldown management, bad positioning, bad, holy shit, that was a complete and utter fucking work in progress. Like I don't even know if I can find like a positive way to spin IDK's Brig, actually, which is very surprising. But I mean, I think I'm confident with this. If I want to start doing this a lot more, actually. Let me bring up my own stuff and see where I would rank them, because I would probably say, so IDK is worse than Fate, or worse than Faith. Is he worse than Slime? Okay, I don't think anyone's worse than Slime, to be fair. So I'm gonna say IDK is like better than Slime, better than Friday. I don't know. In terms of the people that I would say is probably on par with Closer, is the main person that I'm looking to probably relate him to. And I can totally see the case people were making previously as to Closer but less. Completely understand it now. So I mean, as with that being said, let me actually, I gotta turn my lo-fi off to help my editing. But with that all being said, I appreciate the fuck out of all of you, and I mean, as I said earlier, I wanted to make a patch video. I really hope another patch comes out soon, because holy fuck, I am so tired of the game right now. But outside of that, I think what's gonna be next on my channel is probably a how to actually play main sport, so look out for that. I will be, of course, posting whenever I upload on Twitter, so be sure to follow me there. I appreciate the fuck out of all of you for watching up to this point, and with that being said, I will see you when I see you. Later.